Welcome back, guys, and we are the Killer Media Podcast. And today we have guests,
Yes.
Frank and Luke.
Yes.
We'll get into what they do,
Mhm.
but first we have to actually introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
Nick and Tim,
Yeah. As we all know.
the original co-hosts.
Yes.
They are going to be stepping in. Okay,
They're gonna take our
we're
spot.
gonna.
They are retiring.
Yeah.
We are filling in.
We're training them.
What do we have for today's agenda?
We're gonna start off with some horror news, as we sometimes do. We're gonna ask them some questions about horror. They're not huge in horror, but they've seen some movies more recently, So
They
we'll
kind of
test their
gave us. They
knowledge.
kind of gave us a bad movie to
Yeah,
watch.
they said it was good. We'll get into that. And then we're gonna shout out some recent followers that we've had and subscribers. Talk about our giveaway, one of the most important things, and then review the substance.
Yeah.
A little late on that, but who cares?
Whatever.
We're here now.
It's a fun one.
Weird one.
Yeah.
Weird.
I didn't even know about it until
Yeah.
recent. I was like, oh, this came out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. But we'll get into that. So,
To start off,
Yeah.
Who are you guys?
yeah,
And
introduce
what,
yourselves.
what the hell are you doing here?
So, my name is Luke. I'm an alcoholic. My name's Luke, and
I'm Frank.
and we are from Whiskey Bible, a channel that we review whiskeys and whiskey stuff.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we were on their podcast like
They're
a week
live,
ago,
yeah.
2 weeks ago. So that was fun. So we're doing a little collab. Sharesies.
And hopefully we do more.
Always open. Come back whenever you want.
After parties are fun.
They are
Yeah,
fun.
that was
They are fun. The after parties.
the after party.
Mhm.
I thought you were bluffing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no bluffs. There's no bluffs.
Only truths.
Only truth. You can't handle the truth.
Exactly. Oh yeah. So I guess we'll jump into some news.
Yep.
You ran that one. You wrote it all down. What do you got?
I wrote it all down.
You did.
I did.
What do you got?
Scream
He did.
7 news. We got some more Scream 7 news.
Woo! Dewey's
Another
back.
Now, did you guys watch any of the recent Screams?
Oh, we're not. We're not. mad
I
about
think I watched
streams.
5.
We won
Eh,
streams.
Okay.
Kind of. It's a mix.
So, well, Scream 7, as we know that they keep bringing back the old
characters,
cast,
dead characters,
and David Arquette is coming back
as Dewey.
as Dewey.
It's got to be flashbacks.
Yeah,
or
I'm not
AI
sure-
Stuff.
What they're doing with this, I think they're just getting hype with announcing these.
Yeah, they know the movie's dead, so they need to hype people up.
Are we still gonna go watch it? Probably.
Oh yeah, you have to see it.
I know.
Stu,
Stu.
he's the only reason I'm seeing it. Matthew,
And
loves
did
it.
you guys like the original Scream?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I could be remembering it wrong. I thought Stu died. at
He
the
did.
end.
He did,
Is
but
this
it was
one of
kind
those
of
where
did.
maybe he didn't, or do you know
So
what his role
he was
is?
gonna come back in Scream 3. So technically, he never did die
Okay.
because he was gonna be written into that movie, but we have no idea what his role is.
They'll come up with something.
Oh, they will. They will.
Is Scream the one with the telephone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're thinking about the same
yeah.
movie then.
Somehow, Palpatine returned.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to quiz you on some horror movie quiz. That'd be fun.
Oh, I will.
That we.
That's an F.
I think we
You
could
gotta
actually
let
do
us
the
know.
guessing the
Yeah.
images with them and just
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole full thing.
That's true.
That'd
Yeah,
be
we did
interesting.
Was it last week?
Yeah.
We like cropped an image, and we showed it to each other, and we're like, "What movie's that?" From a cropped image from like a scene.
Yeah.
His were so hard.
But that would be too easy if I didn't crop it, though.
Yeah, that's true.
He would have got them instantly.
Mine are easy, but anyway, that's what we did then.
Okay.
What
Next
else we
up, we have Clown in a Cornfield.
got? Yeah,
Oh.
It's a book.
it is a book. There's
Came
3
out-
of them.
Oh yeah, it started in 2020.
Yeah.
The first one.
Mhm.
I actually didn't know that there was 3.
Yeah, the third one's new. I think it came out recently.
Yeah. So I watched the trailer. Tim watched the trailer. I don't think you guys have watched the trailer.
Never heard of it.
It's just
Yeah.
like a murderous clown.
Yeah.
one
it
of
looks
those
like
movies.
it's comedy.
Yeah,
There's no happy clowns anymore. They're all just
this is true.
stamming clowns.
This is true.
Yeah. It looks like a fun movie. I'm hyped, but
Yeah.
hopefully it could start its own franchise in the movie. Or maybe
Hopefully.
it'll just be Art the Clown imitation.
Yeah, we hope it's different enough to stand out on
Will,
its own.
will it talk? Is the question.
I
It
think
does talk, yes.
yeah.
Talking clown.
It does talk, not silent.
Art is a man of little words.
Very
little words.
very
Little
little.
words.
He doesn't even make grunt noises.
It'll look firm,
Yeah.
but,
yeah,
but not.
He needs a
'Cause-
dentist.
He does need a dentist.
That'll be the Terrifier 4 art voice reveal.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Now that he
He
starts talking.
speaks. Everybody
I
was
was
going
abused as a
away.
child.
his whole backstory.
All right, and then next up news we have is if you guys ever watched or played The Last of Us,
Yeah.
Season 2. Yeah.
did you played the first two games, both games?
Yeah, yeah.
I only played the first one. I watched all of the second game.
So that's actually a game that my dad's really into. Actually, is the Last of Us video game.
I
Like,
played
that's his
like
thing.
30 minutes of it when I rented it years ago, and it was really good, but I never bought it.
It's hard to find ammo.
Yeah,
And then
But-
you guys watched the first season.
I did, yeah.
you did.
I don't know.
I did not.
Did you like it?
I watched a few
I
episodes.
thought it was really good, yeah.
I liked it too, but the season 2 trailer came out, and you know how the second story goes, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how Bella Ramsey is gonna. I don't think
yeah.
she's convinced me to pull off like a seasoned Ellie, like
No.
a brutal Ellie. The first
Yeah.
one made a little bit more sense,
Mhm.
but now that she's a little bit older and more seasoned and brutal, it doesn't match up to who they casted.
She was good, like in a big role, like brutalish in a way in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
She had like a pretty good role, and she kind of played it well. But she was like a literal child in that, so it kind of was like goofy. Like it was
Yeah,
kind of
I
like
think in Game of Thrones
odd.
it was meant to be like, oh, she's this child
Right.
kind of in charge of the kingdom.
Mhm.
And then I think what you guys are saying with the first season, she's very good as like somebody that Joel would want to protect.
yeah.
Right.
But then being
the main
more of the
character.
fighter
Yeah.
role, that'll be interesting to see
Right.
because she does have just a bit of like a baby face.
Yeah. It's gonna be weird.
I think if they took time in between the seasons instead of going straight into kind of like the story for the
Mhm.
second game, maybe they'd be able to pull it off and like ease that transition into her becoming more brutal. But it feels like if they just go with her being,
a Stark
like,
switch.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not gonna make
I'm sure
sense
it'll-
to me.
they always put
I-
filler. So
I'm still pretty happy to watch it though.
yeah, it's a good show. Like it's well made. So
Yeah.
it's got hope. It's got hope.
Okay, and the next news is for Jaws fans.
Yeah.
They are re-releasing August 29th
Mhm.
in theaters for their
Prime time.
50th anniversary.
Yeah, 50 years of Jaws. It's been around for a while.
That is a
You've
lot.
seen Jaws?
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
I have something to add to this news.
Add-
All right.
Um, did you hear about Jaws Revelation?
No.
Did you see the teaser for that? So apparently they're making a whole new Jaws movie.
Oh dear lord.
Why?
Jaws Revelation. They just put it out on. They put a teaser out. I saw on YouTube the other day.
Interesting.
So it looks good.
Land Shark's probably
Jaws
better.
Revelation.
No, okay.
Land Shark.
Oh, you gotta watch
Yeah.
Land Shark.
Yeah.
That's a
Sharknado.
yeah. It's on par with that, but
Okay.
a lot.
I
worse.
watched half of the first Sharknado and I was like, what the hell?
It's just dumb. They're fun, but this is dumb.
I'm a huge fan of Jaws. You know, nothing like a classic 4th of July week and you put
Exactly.
Jaws on the TV. You know?
Mhm.
1 and 2, 3 and 4 kind of get funny.
Yeah, 3 and 4 are awful.
They're just not the same.
Even
I was
2
never a
is,
big
like-
Jaws fan. Like, I just never got into watching it. So it's not on my
Dun.
radar.
Dun,
It's a great movie.
I know the theme. Who doesn't? Who
Everybody.
doesn't?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was probably one of the moments in my life that made me become a man was watching Quint get
Yeah.
chewed alive
Yeah.
by a shark when I was like 6 years old.
Poor old Quint.
Yep.
He tried his best.
Yeah.
But he
Spoiler
didn't succeed.
Alert. if
Yeah,
you-
spoilers if you haven't seen it. You
Spoil-
had
I say
50
spoiler
years-
alert
And
after
on a
I
50,
spoiled
yeah,
it.
50-year-old movie.
You've had 50 years to watch it. It's your fault.
Yeah.
So, who? Oh well.
Yeah.
Is that all we got? They're also
Yeah. What do you have? Do you have anything?
sure. There's a trailer for the new Killer Bambi movie that's out. Looks awful, by the way. Same people who made Winnie the Pooh.
Guy's got some mean teeth.
There's the Peter Pan movie. It's coming out, or they had showings of it. It's
Yeah,
coming out officially soon.
I forget when it was in theaters.
It was for like a day.
Yeah, which is a shame for people who, for some reason, want to watch
Yeah.
those movies because we saw it and we were like, "Oh, it's in theaters." Like, we probably would have been
Yo,
dumb
we-
enough
we
to
would have
go
been there,
pay
yeah.
to see it, but it was like one night only,
Mhm.
and I only saw it the day of.
And then the Screamboat It's coming out very soon. So, and all these like low budget, just like children movies turning into horror, they're all coming out at the same time. But I think that's a lot of news that I had.
All right.
So there's some news for it.
Well, we got some other news about our 50th subscriber giveaway.
Yes, we have hit 50 subscribers. We're at 52 now,
Woo!
thanks to these guys too. They did a lot of
Wait,
promoting.
let's see now. Maybe there's an update.
Maybe
Last time we
52
checked.
last time I checked. So they did a lot of promoting. So we appreciate them. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, still at 52.
52. Yeah. Hey, that's still good.
Thank you all who have already subscribed.
Yes. So if you are a subscriber, to be officially entered, all you have to do is comment on this video your favorite horror movie. And then in 2 weeks' time, we will pick a random subscriber who commented their favorite horror movie.
So yeah, this will be out on a Sunday, so 2 weeks from that Sunday.
Yes,
You guys are already all winners though because you're here.
this is true. Everybody's a winner. So,
Everybody's a winner.
and to remind you, it's a 4K copy of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, along with an exclusive poster from Shout Factory that is now sold out.
And it comes in a tube, which is great for shipping.
It does come in a tube.
Already tubed.
Everything will be packed together nicely.
Beautiful.
Yes. So subscribe for that if you haven't already. And if you are, hang tight. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to win. So giveaway plug.
Hopefully one of the Instagram followers, they win it. We're going to be shouting them out real soon.
Yeah. New subscribers and followers. I guess we can do that now, I guess.
Yeah.
It's quick and easy.
Yeah.
Who do we got? Somewhere.
So, you'll see this on Instagram.
Mhm.
Matt Stads, we've noticed you've been liking a lot of our Instagram videos
Yeah, and comment.
and commenting some
Mhm.
things. But we don't know if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. We've never
Right.
seen you on the channel. So we're shouting you out. Maybe we don't know if you're subscribed or you're just looking at Instagram or you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and have watched our videos. If not, maybe you should.
Join the community that we are starting to have. Join it here. It's nice here. This is where you get all the content. The clips generate here that we provide to you. Watch the whole thing. It's nice.
And then we have Matt Knorr.
Yes, you know who you are. My future brother-in-law. Thank you for subscribing.
At the time, I looked him up. I saw he was a new follower on Instagram,
Mhm.
and then Tim told me.
Yeah. So,
But I noticed you.
a family member, but still appreciated. You still could win. I mean, I don't know. That might be. We are gonna pick the person on the thing with like a wheel, so
Yes.
nothing's set up. So
Maybe you should do a whole video
Yeah.
showcasing it.
Yeah.
So
a whole separate thing.
everything seems fair.
Mhm.
Is fair.
Yeah.
Not seems.
Yeah, it is.
No, as long as
Keywords.
Yeah.
It's not as it seems.
And then who we got here?
Not as.
Colby Warhol.
Yeah.
For liking on Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
Instagram. So thank you for that.
Yeah, this is all from Instagram. We'll do these more often with TikTok and
Mhm.
other socials.
As they come in, we'll shout you all out.
We appreciate everybody who keeps liking.
Mhm.
It shows that you guys are enjoying our content,
Mhm.
and we're happy to share the content with you.
Yeah. And we hope you continue to enjoy it. So those are our shout outs for the week. All right. Now let's grill them.
Grill them. What the fuck was with presents? We'll get it right out of the way.
That movie was so fun.
Fun?
Yes, that was a great movie.
A family
You know
drama.
that was a great movie. You won't admit it, but it was.
A family drama
It was so
with
good.
a little bit of ooh.
So good.
So
Help me out
here-
here, Frank.
Am I correct in assuming that you went in mostly blind?
Yes, I went in. Yes.
Because we were in the theaters and there was a trailer. Do you remember seeing that trailer?
No.
So he had no idea what was happening. Just scary movie, if that.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be jump scare galore.
I was a
Me
little.
too. That's the
I
way-
was a little thrown off. Yeah, we all thought. Yeah, jump scares. Lots of jump scares.
Mhm.
And so I think anybody who saw that trailer and went into a theater probably had the same question: what the hell is with presents?
Well, we went in completely blind too.
We didn't watch
I
any
didn't- no
trailer.
trailer, no
didn't see
nothing.
any trailers.
All I
before
knew
that.
is you guys said like a haunted house kind of movie, and that's kind of what it was advertised.
That's everything about it. Was though there's a spirit of presence in this
Right.
house of the family's there,
there's a presents.
and then the movie starts and it's this quiet open right where we're just walking around the house.
yeah, boring.
And Luke hates boring movies, so I was like, I don't think this is going to be the whole thing, man. Don't worry. I think this is just like a stylistic choice for like the open, and
Mhm.
then we'll get into it. And then the actual movie started and the families move in, and I was like, oh, this is going to be the whole movie. And then I was like, wait, are we the ghost?
Right.
So unique.
And
It is
that
unique.
had me hooked,
So
where I was like,
unique.
oh, that's so cool that we're the ghost. And from there,
You're
I
never the
spent the whole
ghost.
movie
Mhm.
trying to pay attention and try and guess who's the ghost.
Right.
Right? Like, what character are we? So I thought it was fun, but I love a mystery.
Yeah.
Like, I love a thriller movie. If yeah, expecting a horror jump scare, I was actually really happy that it wasn't
Yeah.
just like a
Yeah.
lazy, cheap jump
Just
scare
hang out
movie.
and-
Right.
I was like, oh, this is like a mystery. I can get into this.
So, have you watched any of the trailers?
For
Presents.
presents,
Yeah.
we saw one in the theater. It totally looked like it was going to be, The Conjuring.
Because the one on YouTube literally has like quotes from like other like news articles that says, "Oh, it's the scariest movie ever made."
Yeah,
There's not a singular
Well,
jump
yeah, I
scare.
don't agree with that.
Nothing remotely
The
scary.
the
about
presence, all it does is like it just lifts some stuff. It cleans up the room, puts the books where they need to go. I'm like, what's going on here?
yeah.
Unique story. Like,
I thought it was really unique because there's so many. The problem is there's so many ghost jump in your face
Yeah.
horror movies out there, right? Not saying this is horror.
yeah,
But it was so cool going into that, and not expecting that, and
Mm-hmm.
then seeing ghost perspective because I've never seen that before. Ever.
right.
Ever.
See, I don't like the directing style. It like the shaky, walking. Like, I need to focus on like, a point of view and watch it. Like, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. It's like found footage. I'm not a big fan of like the found footage type. I was like, oh, a whole movie of that.
There's a lot of that in the
And whatever like mic they use for audio picked everything up. Like when they would walk, like the creaking would be so loud. It was like the sound stage was like so wide, and like the house was super echoey.
Imagine seeing it in IMAX.
Oh my god! It was like sometimes it was hard to hear the dialogue.
You want to talk
I don't know
about
if you had any of
Rooms?
that.
What was that movie with the room?
The movie with the room.
Yeah,
I
with
don't-
Tom Hanks.
The room.
I don't know.
Oh,
The Room.
here.
Yeah, watch that one. That one's
Here?
scary. That one's really scary.
Oh wait,
Here. Well, I'll look it up.
So it was
Don't watch it.
is it the new movie?
It's not scary.
When it
Robert,
all takes
Robert
place-
Zemeckis. Yeah, it's all in one room.
Oh, I saw the trailers for that.
Interesting.
So
not good?
It's
You're in
one
the
set
room.
camera angle for the
That's it?
whole
That's
it.
time.
The whole time. I was like, if I can get in a smacky mood, and I was in a smacky mood during that movie.
Interesting.
Well, I guess so. That was just we went and saw that, and it's this interesting idea of like, oh, what if you did just a still camera set in one location for a whole movie? How do you tell a story where it's all in this one room with this one focus? And so I guess Presence is similar in that it's like a really weird style of
Uh-huh.
camera work.
Gotcha.
And then also the presence is stuck in the house the whole time. We never get to leave the house
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of like
until the
Beetlejuice.
very end.
Yeah.
So it was similar where you have this very like there's a lot of things where like shaky cam. I know for the first 15 minutes, the wide angle lens was making me a little nauseated.
Mhm.
There's a lot of problems with it, but as far as like a pretty constrained concept, I think there were a lot of things they did really well to where
I was just so uninterested. Like, it was. I'm like,
Tim might be a little bit more critical than
Like-
me on that. I kind of wanted to like the movie as
Like-
I was watching it, but there was parts where I'm like, this is going to be interesting, and then it wasn't.
it goes.
Seems
nowhere.
like
And
no
it
Machete,
happened.
I don't
It
wanna
happened.
see
It happened like several times. I'm like, yes, I wanted to like it.
It was just like nothing happened until the last 10 seconds,
I've
and then it was over.
yeah, I have learned for me
Pardon me.
No,
personally,
sure,
it
I'm
was
gonna pull up our review of that movie.
please.
yeah. Look, watching the movie, I was following all these hooks. I would have liked if more of the storylines went somewhere.
Yeah,
Like they have the moms doing this illegal business.
Yeah, they
thing.
never
get back
We
to
never
nothing actually
learn
mattered.
anything
Right.
about that. It was all anything other than the like main story with the boyfriend was like red herring type
Mhm.
stuff
Yeah.
to just keep you like I can only assume it was there because otherwise it would be obvious
Right.
what the ending was going to be.
Mhm.
So that I found that disappointing, but I have noticed for myself personally, if you can keep the runtime to 90 minutes, I can put up with almost anything.
See, it felt like a 2-hour movie for me. Like they felt long because nothing happened.
So rating wise, Frank gave it a C plus, and I gave it a B plus.
C plus.
Okay.
That's fine. I thought you gave it
That's
like a
well,
9 out
the
of 10.
thing is, like, I liked it, but I'm not, I'm not surprised. Like, whoa, this didn't win awards.
Right, yeah.
Like I just enjoyed seeing it. I thought it was neat. I probably C plus, something like a 7 out of 10 seems about right.
It definitely got higher for me just because I was happy because I went in. We saw another, like, I think like right before we saw it, we saw a horror movie. Right before that, we were seeing a horror movie right after that.
Oh,
I'm
well.
like, I can only take so much horror,
Yeah.
you know.
It
So
was
I
a
was happy to have something that wasn't in my face, like
Mhm.
ready to kill.
Nice break. Yeah, I
was
can see
like,
that.
oh, you get the bait.
Maybe that like we know what happens and we know the story. Maybe on a second watch it would present better.
I don't know if I want to watch it again. Would you watch it again?
Yeah.
I would
would.
be interested if there were clues as to the ending earlier in the movie than when
Right.
I kind of caught on. But overall, I don't think there was much that I had missed.
There was a lot of inconsistencies, especially with the power of the presence. Like they shook the
Yeah.
whole room. It just seemed like everything
Right,
could
that
have
they
been
should have been able
prevented.
to stop.
Yeah.
The ending should not have been as much of a problem. As
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was,
Yeah, like
maybe.
when the presence first interrupted like the drink, like do it again. Why did you let
Yeah,
it happen a second
I was
time?
confused.
Unless,
Unless you
like,
couldn't do it
They
again.
can't. Like it's
You
just
ran
weird.
out of energy.
And there were so many cuts, like cut the black for like 5 seconds. There were so many of those.
The cuts to black were a little.
And the
much.
one where the son, like, I guess got home from school, walked up and went in his room. I'm like, what did that do for the story? And then it cut to black. I'm like, what did that scene have anything to do with it? It just seemed like there was a lot of fluff.
Maybe there's something we don't know.
Maybe the second watch you pick up
I
on.
mean, most shots are supposed to have meaning to the story, but there was a
Yeah.
lot of elements like
Don't look at my past.
the husband and wife story. Like what does this even have to do with anything? And then the movie ended. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
what was the point of telling
Yeah.
us about this? It was like
weird.
creating a conflict that didn't actually need to be there.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, that's our thoughts on the present.
Yeah.
You knew our thoughts. Now you have some other.
Yeah.
What?
We forgive you
We
guys.
agree to disagree. All right. What are some of your favorite horror movies? We'll ask them.
Frank, you go first.
All right, I'll start with my. Luke did like an old school, new school thing.
Mhm.
So if I had to pick a classic horror movie for my favorite, it'd be The Thing.
John Carpenter.
John
All
Carpenter's
right,
The Thing.
you've been redeemed.
I
the black
did
and white
watch
one.
the original black and white. I was not
Yeah.
a fan of that one. I did not get it.
Too old.
But yeah, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Makes you think.
Yep.
Just again, a bit of a mystery.
Yeah.
Right? So that's just, horror mystery, kind of a thriller. That's and then I mean some great effects in that one. So
Yeah, all practical. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I think our favorites too.
Yep.
Like
It's
either
pretty much-
number one
I
or
mean
number
it's
two.
a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super well made, super serious. The writing is
John Carpenter's got
spectacular.
some bangers.
and some.
I watched
losers.
I watched They Live recently.
I haven't watched that one yet. There's like
Thought you-
zombies.
Though you have. You told me it was a good one.
I never saw that.
When I told you, I said I texted you. I said I bought the They Live movie, and you're like, oh, it's a good one.
Well, maybe I've heard it was good
Oh, okay.
because I've never seen it.
Okay,
I'm
you
like,
gotta
it
watch
got
it.
good reviews.
Maybe I'll let you borrow it.
Right. What about you?
Um.
Well, you said Jaws.
Oh, so you just did. Okay, so
Yeah, I did my old school
Old school.
favorite movie.
Okay, so my old school. My old school favorite is It, the original.
The
Oh,
TV
good
series,
one.
the miniseries.
No. The
Yeah, it
It
was
was Tim Curry.
yeah, that
yeah,
one.
Yeah,
a TV.
It was
miniseries.
it was a
Okay.
TV
Yeah.
series.
Okay. Yeah, it was like 2 parts.
Yeah, then they put it all together into a movie.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I really like that.
That's
I don't
a
know
good
what the reasoning was to make it a TV series. Like what?
They did that with a lot of Stephen
Maybe-
King stuff.
because his stories are way too long to make a movie.
Maybe they thought it was
Ooh.
too long, so that
Yeah,
they
that's
had
what I
to put
wanted.
it in
I got it.
episodic.
I gotta add this
Yeah.
in.
But then they made it.
Storm of the Century.
Yeah, that was another. That
What's that?
was
Great.
maybe
movie.
like 3-ish hours.
Oh,
they
a long
did
I
one.
think
the
it's
same
longer.
where it
I think
was
it's close.
Oh,
to
gotcha.
3 or 4
Yeah.
hours
Okay.
all in
Have you ever seen that?
episodes.
No.
Is that older? newer?
No.
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 Storm of the Century. You've never seen that by Stephen King.
No. Never even heard of it.
I'm Luke. That's Frank. We're leaving. Goodbye. No. Yeah. 100%. You got to watch that movie.
All right.
It is so impossibly hard to find now.
Really?
It's very hard to find. Yeah. I may have a.
Was it a lot of money? Is that where you
It was on Hulu, maybe.
Okay. Storm of the Century. I'll write that down.
It says it's
It's-
on Hulu and Disney right now.
Disney. Okay.
Yeah.
And then like 4 hours.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well,
I got time.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah, Hulu and Disney are together now.
That movie
Yeah.
is. You're gonna. I can't now. Now you got to invite us back so we can.
And we'll
do-
talk about it.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
review
talk
because
about
that
it.
is
And we'll
like
shit on it.
honestly, I probably should, honestly I may put that. It's very in line with it for me. That
All right.
that movie is just.
Stephen King has a lot of great books, but his movies and TV shows never translate well. But recently they've been. Is an older one?
Oh, it's old.
It's an older. I think
Like-
it said 1999. It
Okay.
looked like
All right.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, that's a great one.
yeah 99.
Cool.
And so yeah, that's that original It and.
When did you watch the original? Because I actually grew up watching the movie when I was young.
It was when I was younger because that used to be my dad's and his friend. They always used to get together on Halloween,
Mhm.
and they used to watch it on Halloween.
Gotcha.
And then I got into it watching it with them, and
Fun. Yeah. Yeah. You watch it now and it's like this was scary.
It was
But
pretty
it is
scary. Like
creepy.
as a
It
kid,
is,
like
yeah.
Tim
Like-
Curry has such a unique way that he
He's
did it.
creepy.
he's
That-
Madman.
It's pretty.
Yeah. He's mad.
Yeah. All right, so new school movie. Go ahead.
Yeah.
For the new school, I actually have similar opinions about our movie we're reviewing as this, but my new
Oh.
school, I had to go with Barbarian.
Ooh,
Mhm.
you've seen that.
I want to see.
You
it.
want to see it? We haven't.
It's in
seen
my
it.
list. I got a whole list.
My thing for Barbarian is I don't like to spoil it
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
we're
don't-
gonna watch it.
yeah.
because that it's a movie I feel would be ruined knowing much about it.
Mhm.
My parents asked me to watch it. I look, somebody rents. It's one of these you rent an Airbnb and but there's somebody else there and what happens?
Gotcha.
And I read that and I said, really, that it feels like it's been done over and
Mhm.
over. But it had good reviews, like really good reviews
Mhm.
online. So I was like, I'll give it a shot, and it absolutely lived up to that for me.
Alright.
I really enjoyed the movie.
Out of 10 on the spot, would you give it?
8.5.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good. How about you, sir?
Well, the thing is, I just saw your video on this
Okay.
specific movie,
Oh.
and I don't want to seem like I'm copying you guys, but
That's
it's
fine.
just an awesome movie, and that movie has to go to Heretic.
Oh, fantastic movie.
Just came out.
10
That
out of 10.
movie, it is 10 out of 10. That movie was one of the highest rating movies that I've done for our ratings.
Mhm.
Just the whole twist on that is just so crazy. Like he seems like such a nice guy,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they're sitting there, it just like starts spiraling, and like it's just gonna get worse and worse, and then
Yep.
it's just like I don't because I don't want to give away the movie too much. So it's
Yeah.
hard to talk about it, but it's a great mind game that
Oh, yeah.
they have to go through, and you're living in that mind game,
Mhm.
trying to figure out
Like the
what's
writing
happening.
and the dialogue in that movie is so thought out. All
Oh,
like the
yeah.
little clues that they
Everything.
reveal. It's
Everything.
like, whoa.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
there's that one scene where they're going down the hallway. I'm like, here comes the jump scare, but it just
They
never
don't do
happens.
it, yeah.
It doesn't happen. So
Mhm.
you it's actually more scary expecting the jump scare when
Right.
it doesn't happen.
Mhm.
It's really this.
Yeah. I think my
jump-
favorite part
Yeah.
of that was his whole analogy on like religion, like the whole the board game.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really unique way to like explain
That's
like
crazy.
the religion.
He sits down. He's like, "What do you think about polygamy?" I'm like, okay,
yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
He is a psycho.
Yeah.
My girlfriend liked the movie, but she does not share the same score.
Oh,
like
yeah?
9.5 and 10. So she she has such a different aspect of
Yeah.
liking it. She thought it was like corny.
Corny. Oh, so good though.
Yeah.
He comes in. He's like, "I hope you guys don't, metal walls."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "All right, I'll talk to you later. Goodbye." I would just
Yeah.
leave.
Well, yeah. The biggest thing was I kept spitting all day today.
Yeah.
Ew.
When like first of all the door wouldn't open, and they have to have a woman present, and like they just trust him. 'Cause, again, the whole movie's on belief.
Right.
But like, would you really distrust him? Like
Why
if
would
that's
you-
the rules, like
There was some disbelief in some of the
Yeah.
spots, but overall, it didn't really.
Yeah,
Never trust anybody in a rainstorm.
it's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Their bikes were locked up and they didn't have the key. They were just gonna.
Mhm.
They were just gonna walk.
They should have.
They should have walked away.
How about use your cell phones and call somebody
Well,
They're in the
they
house,
couldn't.
metal walls.
No, but like before, once they, well, yeah,
I guess they didn't know.
I guess yeah, once they realized that it was bad news.
They were probably confused
That's
on
what-
why they're like, is it okay? The walls are metal. Like, yeah, sure.
At first, I was
I'd be
like,
like,
"What does that have to
why
do
are
with
you-
anything?"
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, the reception." I was like, "This movie's great."
There's a lot of callbacks to what he says
Yeah.
before he invites them, and in the first room, and everything does blend together.
The door's on a timer. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, and then the
Well, fix the timer, asshole.
yeah, just change it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you
Yeah.
can. And then the point of view shot when it was like from his like model.
Yeah,
and then
that
they
I
switched to that. I
really
was like,
love
"Oh, that's
that.
a unique shot."
That's
That was
like
good.
the best shot in the
Yeah.
movie.
I wish they could have done more of that, but I guess it would have got like
It
corny
would've
after
got
that.
repetitive, yeah, just the one time. But like, I love that like
Mhm.
dollhouse type shot in any
Yeah.
movie. That can be really good.
Well, yeah, those are some movies we got through all years. Yeah. Anything else to add? What's your favorite part about horror movies? What do you like about it?
I like, so if I were to pick a horror movie, I would pick a more suspense horror movie than
Mhm.
jump scares.
Yeah, I'm the
I
same
don't
way.
like I don't like jump scares. To me, it's just it's like a different kind of horror. It just keeps me on the, like they say, the like edge of your seat. Like I'm always expecting a jump scare, and I feel
Right.
like I can't enjoy a movie the first time I'm watching it, expecting a jump scare every minute. You
Mhm.
know,
And they're not scary. It's just a loud noise, and
Yeah.
obviously anybody's gonna
boom.
like.
I know.
Yeah, it's
like,
not scary.
Yeah,
So
like a mouse goes running, and that like it goes audio level 5,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm not afraid of mice running around. But
Right.
like when you blast me, it's
Yeah, yeah.
scary.
Well, it gets old when they don't use the actual sound of
the dust particle.
they'll add like mouse noises all of a sudden, but then they'll add on top of that like the
Music.
the audio, like the screeching audio. It's like
Yeah.
that gets old. I think they
Yeah.
need to actually use like
Yeah.
jump scare. Like if somebody pops up, they have the
Right.
that's
It's
like
like don't do the music. Just have the person there.
the person reacting should be enough.
Funny jump scares is I always call him Jason, Friday the 13th.
Oh
The
god.
first
Yeah.
one when like the lady comes flying through the window.
Yeah.
Like just the
Yeah.
I like the classic jump scares. They're
Mhm.
like,
The 80s jump scare.
but like the new jump scares are not fun.
Yeah, it's just loud noises. It's not really scary. What about you, Frank?
I would say for me, favorite parts, obviously the mystery of either who's the killer, who
Mhm.
is this ghost, how do you figure out how to stop what's going on, how do you get out of the situation?
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either that from a story perspective of all these different characters or beings that you can kind of explore.
Mm.
That and probably some good practical effects.
Oh yeah.
So
Big
like
plus.
as far as somebody running around just stabbing people for no reason, usually those aren't like my favorite movies.
Mhm.
So I was surprised with like Terrifier. I didn't really think I would like it,
Mhm.
but especially nowadays to see something that actually wants to use like practical effects,
Right.
I really enjoyed everything they were doing in those.
Yeah, it really enhances it because it looks real. So it's not
Yeah.
like, oh, that's just fake
It's more
CGI.
fun.
It was bloody.
Oh yeah. Super bloody. Right.
It shows effort.
It
I
does,
feel like
yeah.
practical effects use effort.
Right.
CGI is good, but they don't give time to the artists who do the CGI enough time to actually
Do
show
it.
their talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. CGI is good to enhance, not
Like-
to completely overtake.
The old thing versus the new
Kill
thing,
Right.
like
There's
that
a
was
spider on my
CGI.
chair.
Oh, kill it.
Kill it, Frank. I don't like spiders. Someone kill it, because that's my biggest fear of spiders. Thank you.
I think he just jumped off.
Oh
no.
Did he jump on my
It was the
leg?
tiniest
Fell on the
spider.
floor
It doesn't
down
matter.
Yeah.
It could have.
Terrible
It honestly
creatures.
might have already been dead.
No, it was
probably
running.
was.
It was
Have you ever seen
running.
videos of jumping spiders?
No, I can't talk about it.
Not, no, no, no,
Can't
no,
talk
no,
about
the little tiny
it.
ones.
I don't care.
They look cute. Anyway,
They're cute looking.
That is actually
Whoa.
the limit for him.
we're causing a ruckus.
Yeah, there was a
Come
rocket.
back.
There's a
No
ruckus.
spiders. No spiders.
Fighters. We'll come back. We'll come back.
There was
No
was like
okay.
a spider horror movie that was coming out.
Oh yeah.
Somebody like got a pet spider in their house and it keeps getting
Yeah,
bigger.
yeah.
He wouldn't go. He wouldn't
think
go to
it's-
see it.
On the
There's
oh,
a
wait.
movie called
Kill
Kill
think
it.
it's right
Do you
there.
see it? Kill it.
Kill it with your.
Smash on it.
I got it.
I don't see. I tried
I think
to
that was
smush
it.
him, but
Thank you.
I don't know. I think
Look at
that
this.
was it.
Killer Media Podcast talks about horror movies. There's a horror one happening right now.
We kill spiders.
Severe arachnophobia. It is actually a disease. So I have an excuse.
There you
Service dog. Okay.
Alrighty. All right, we'll jump into the substance review. Yeah.
That was
What a movie, right?
Wow. That was quite the movie.
Some initial thoughts.
Crazy.
Yeah. All right. Crazy.
It's so
Crazy.
when I first started watching them, when it first started, I was like, okay, this is one of these movies that's just going to be slow, and then it just kept picking up and picking up and picking up, and just it progressed very well.
Oh, yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, it kept you engaged the whole way.
That's
'cause
another
different
movie.
Things are
I
happening.
went in and we watched it late. We went to the theaters when they were redoing like all the Oscar nominees.
Oh,
But-
that's why it was back.
Yeah.
I'm like, this came out in September. How is it still in theaters?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish I had said something to you. So,
Right.
You know.
But it was funny. I'm sure you were there, and he told you. The
Yeah.
second I finished it, 5 minutes later, he was like, "Yo, you got to see this. We just watched it." I'm like, "I just watched it."
Yeah, I was like
I'm like,
turning
no
around
way.
looking for you in the theater.
I was like, "No way."
But I still went into that movie like I not knowing what to expect and
Yeah.
like, whoa, what a shocker!
It's pretty grotesque.
What a shocker!
That was. Did I even tell you it was horror?
No,
I
you
think
told me nothing
I
about
wanted to
it.
go see it because I
Mhm.
knew it was when it came out. I heard a lot about it,
Mhm.
and I knew it was nominated. So I was like, "Hey, I'm going to see this. It's playing in the theater. Do you want to come?" And Luke was like, "Sure."
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
came.
I'll go see anything. I don't care. I'll sit
But yeah,
there.
no jump scares.
Yeah,
It's all body horror
yeah.
and like injections. Like
Yeah, that
Yeah,
just
that's-
makes you like.
it was a fun. That was pretty fun one to see in the theater. But I was surprised there wasn't more of a reaction. Like
of the people. in
there
the
were
theater.
people there, but normally you'll have a few people who can't do it. But
Right.
it wasn't that.
There were some reactions in that recent movie we just saw.
Yeah,
Like,
there were more reactions for Novocaine
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
okay. Okay, I can see
Oh,
why.
yeah, I can see that too.
because that one.
This-
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go see that tonight,
so it's
Yeah.
fine.
7:00.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Oh, that came out. That comes out tonight.
It's actually
Early access.
an early access.
Okay.
Yeah, they saw it real early. You got lucky.
it
Real
was a
early.
mystery movie.
I didn't even know they
That
did
was
that.
Neither did I. It's like what?
Are you guys both going to see it?
I'm not
Okay.
tonight. I'll see it when it comes out in 2 weeks or a week.
See, then you're gonna be talking to him and telling him the same thing that it's such a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you gave it like a
Tokyo Hotel.
9.9 or something.
Yes.
It's close to that. Like really
Was
good.
it that movie?
I think so. It was like a 9.8. You gave it a really good
I
score.
gave it a really good high score.
But yeah, that
It's a
should be
fun
fun.
action movie.
It was a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
So that'd be fun.
Let's see.
So yeah, I mean, the substance, like, we got it here. We bought
Oh yeah,
it.
we got sidetracked.
We're not going to use it because we know what happens.
We're gonna drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Don't drink it.
Inject it in.
Pass it
yeah.
around.
I don't want to look like that beast.
Well, so that is
Monstro.
something.
99 of 100.
Yeah, 99.
I mean, this was one of those movies. I mean, in theory, none of what happened had to happen.
No, it
didn't.
didn't.
Right?
She
could-
had
definitely
plenty of
could have
time.
Used the substance and been
Yeah,
okay.
if you followed the rules. But obviously,
That's why the guy on the
Well,
phone's
Sue
like,
didn't
"Yeah,
follow the
everyone."
rules.
but they're the same person.
That's also.
But they
the
have
same
different
thing.
minds.
Are they well, they are the same person, but
Yeah.
it's like alter ego kind of thing.
Right. The younger
Right.
mindset of, I want
Yeah.
to stay here.
I don't want to go back to that old freak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I caught that like Sue was pretty much a representation of her hating herself,
It's,
and then
Mhm.
Elizabeth was, yeah, she doesn't like herself, but she still appreciates how she looked because she was about to get ready for the date, but then she couldn't do it. So
Right.
hanging on to that, and those just collided. And even though they were the same person, they were on like two different paths.
Yeah.
Until the end.
Then they combined.
How about the slow needle into the spine?
Yeah, I hate that.
Oh,
And then
every
when-
time.
And then
that
when you
was-
just keep using it, and it just got all bigger and grown.
Oh,
out.
No, why the
yeah.
same
Black
spot?
and
Just a
blue.
different spot. Change the spot.
I guess
And
it's
like the
easier.
needle like goes all the
Yeah.
way in. Like, how's it not coming out your stomach?
Yeah, I know.
You know? Like, oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, the first scene when she crawls out, I'm like, because that was in the trailers, but I'm like, ugh. Like, how do you fit a whole human in there? You know,
You fit a whole
and still like
Could have been a human.
be alive. Yeah. Yeah, it was weird.
I liked how they blended like stereotypical
Mhm.
body horror, body dysmorphia into like with body horror
Mhm.
and like the beauty standards.
Right.
Whether or not you
Yeah,
like that.
the unrealistic beauty
Please
standards
Yeah.
make me
Hollywood
pretty
needs.
again.
well, because it's interesting as she gets older, and it starts with just the finger,
Right.
and then eventually everything.
Mm.
But I mean, just thinking about that finger, that's probably a decent representation of how exaggerated
Oh, I'm
some
sure.
people imagine themselves as they get older. Because
Yeah.
we've all seen older people where you can start to see the bones through the
Mhm.
skin, and this was like far dramatized
Right.
version of that. But it really is, like you said, just the extreme version of people seeing themselves
Right.
get old of this, where you're like, from an outside perspective, looking at Demi Moore, it's like, no,
Mhm.
you look fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because after like she became like the old decrepit Golem.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a certain
then-
point
Yeah,
where
where
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
got-
she's still fine, Frank.
And then
Yeah.
she pulls out the large picture of her, and he was like, "That's what she looked like in the beginning," and totally fine. Like you thought that was bad. Like it's
now
crazy
look at
what Hollywood. And it's
Celebrities do it now.
It's
They
a dig
they
on Hollywood,
take
yeah,
the plastic surgery way too far.
because Hollywood makes them think that.
Yeah.
Like if you look
I
this
get
way,
it.
you're no longer wanted.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood.
And
stuff.
I thought that made it a little bit more believable
Yeah.
because people do that type of, like, they
do, yeah.
they'll tattoo their whole body. They'll look
Mhm.
like an alien.
Yeah.
Like horns. Like there was a guy who did horns to look like a devil or something. And then somebody
My-
like
my-
I don't
tattooed
know
their
if that was a
eyeball.
I feel
Yeah.
a lot of that. Do you remember
Yeah.
what that is?
Oh yeah, the mask
Yeah.
from Goosebumps.
I have that
Goosebumps,
mask.
Yeah.
right? That's what that reminded me a lot
Yeah.
of that movie. It was like, oh
When
my
I blow
God.
up, my goal is
Yeah,
to
her
act
face
like I
did
don't
kind
know
of look
nobody.
like her.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just a whacked up movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, the moral of the story is love who you are.
Yeah.
You're fine who you are. And if you think you're old, you probably are, but who cares?
And
Yeah, who
also
cares?
deeper meaning, don't use needles.
Yeah.
Don't reuse
Yeah,
needles.
don't
Always sterilize your needles.
or
Yes.
don't do anything that looks sus. I mean,
Yeah.
that advertisement was pretty sus. And
Yeah.
like the
crawling
you
in
know,
a back
One,
alley.
Yeah.
one thing I did
Under.
not get though was the old guy version of the doctor,
Mhm.
assistant doctor, who knew who she was. Because what was your guys' take on who's their memory? Because when she
I
gets
think they all
cloned and
have
she
the same
comes,
memory. Well,
she
maybe
doesn't
it's a
know.
little
Like
foggy.
once they're out and they're two separate people at that point.
Right.
They don't share the same memory, even when they switch back and forth.
I think they
but
do
she
to a
has their
degree,
memory.
though. Because I know she did wake up and she's like, "Oh, what a mess! What is this?"
Yeah, she
But-
she didn't know what happened there.
Right. Maybe to a degree they have like maybe they know like I don't know.
I don't know that it was super important to the story. There was definitely each time they would wake up and either
Mhm.
it's, oh my god, I'm hideous now. She must have taken too much
Yeah,
time,
right.
or the apartment is just trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all these carcasses
Mhm.
and takeout wrappers. I don't know if they actually shared a memory, if it's just like a brain fog.
Maybe, yeah.
Of just like waking up and being like, oh, what happened? Because it
Right.
was mostly a reaction to either themselves or the environment.
Right.
That is interesting because you're right. I don't know how the older version would know. Like that doesn't, if they don't share a memory, I don't think
The first
older
initial
guy-
point that I like, they had like right when she came out, that's when they had the exact same memory.
Right.
But then they experienced two different things.
Mhm.
So how could the older version of that guy even have known who Elizabeth was?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Other than if
there's a few holes.
The younger version of that guy left notes and he found the notes and that's how he found.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's just, to me it seems a little bit weird. Like,
yeah,
I guess that could have happened, but that's just reading. It
Mm.
wasn't really explained. So
Right.
it made sense though to relate to somebody else when he's like, did they start taking more?
Right. Yeah. And I guess it's for everybody, it's inevitable that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, why would you not want to go back, like your old decrepit self, even though you're not?
Yeah.
Well, that
It's
was
the
funny. The idea, I think we both kind of, there was a lot to laugh at in the movie, but
Mhm.
one of the first things was this idea of, this isn't working. She's not respecting the balance.
Yeah.
And then,
It's
well, do you want
you.
to stop? Because you can stop at any time.
Uh-huh.
And there's a certain point where she calls. It's like, do you want to stop? And it's like, well, no, you can't stop now.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
late. Yeah.
It almost makes more sense. Like, yeah, forget it. The old one will just be ridiculously old, and I'll just
Right.
live in the young body, and every once in a while I'll have to be a monster.
Yeah.
Where then eventually she says, like, she's like, I want to stop. I want to stop. I'm like, really now?
Yeah. Now, like you have,
Like it's too far gone anyway. You
Yeah.
might as well be able to be beautiful sometimes.
Yeah.
you can barely walk. That another thing. Like she was like literally like bones.
That
But she was
probably
running
one of the
around
worst.
and she was running. I'm like, aren't you supposed
That
to be like
adrenaline.
dead?
Yeah, how are you running?
And lugging the giant. I'm like, you have the strength for
I
that?
know.
When before your leg locked up and you weren't that old yet,
Yeah.
it was kind of like weird, like a little off. With
Yeah,
that.
she's like running down the hallway.
Yeah.
You're like a.
And then she's getting like bashed in the head,
Yeah,
still
I know,
surviving.
I
Like,
know.
are
Yeah.
you superhuman?
Yeah,
Like, what's going on?
Where'd your hair go?
Yeah, little things.
Yeah.
But, I mean, overall, it's great. So yeah, we'll talk about some characters.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Pretty much the three main.
Yeah, there's three. A whacked up
Who?
boss.
So we share the thing.
Elizabeth.
Too.
Yeah.
And Monstro
Monstro
Elizabeth.
Elizasu.
I was gonna say Harvey.
Yeah, the boss too.
Yeah,
Weird guy.
pretty much. I guess.
Yeah.
Then Quaid's dad.
Yeah.
Jack Quaid's dad.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's weird.
There was, who's gonna be?
I don't
Somebody
know
else
what-
was gonna be cast before Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
But they passed away. I think it was Ray Liotta.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, he did die.
I think because
That sounds right.
Yeah, he could. play that.
Not anything
Yeah.
for Ray. I just
Yeah.
think I remember. You're right that they were going to cast someone else.
yeah,
Right.
and then he died, and then they had to go with
Right.
him.
He did a good job.
He did it.
He was like psycho.
That scene when he's eating was
The
like,
shrimp?
what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Gross.
slob.
I could be a slob sometimes, but like maybe not that much.
Right. But again, I think that goes to show you that like Hollywood only cares about the perfect female. Like the males can do whatever they want, they don't care.
Yeah.
They'll still hire them, but they only have to have the picture perfect like female. And it's like that's what Hollywood does.
Yeah.
Cool, so I can be an actor.
Anybody can be an actor.
We're actors. We're acting right now.
We are.
We hate horror movies. We
Yeah.
like them.
We're not about horror. We
No.
love drama.
This we didn't even pay for this. We found it in a dumpster.
Yeah, we found that. We named it ourselves.
Yeah.
What
So
were-
yeah.
What was some standout moments, like
Oh yeah. What did you like the most about it?
specific scenes
is-
that were crazy? I mean, there's a lot of crazy shit.
Is there like? Because I don't
Yeah.
want to like give away the movie. Like, is there like giveaway alert?
I think
Go ahead,
for
you
this,
can-
It's pretty
Fine.
much
Yeah, we
assume
usually
people
talk
have
about it.
Seen it.
As soon as
Spoilers.
she went in to that bathroom, like looking like she did, and she grabbed that vial and it says like "Do not use" to
Yeah.
start up. And she's like, "Please make me pretty again." I knew that was not going to be good.
Yeah.
I was
I
wondering what they were gonna do. I
knew.
was like, what
I
would she do?
knew.
What's gonna
And then
happen?
it's
Right.
like the starts at like the legs and skin. All you hear is like,
Yeah.
oh boy! I look at Frank next to me. I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah, every time somebody was going towards that bathroom mirror, it was like, okay, let's see, because it was first there was she's young for like months
Mhm.
probably,
Yeah.
and we get and we've already established every time she goes over the time limit, she gets older,
Right.
and then she just locks Demi Moore away in the closet for a couple months,
3
and
months.
we wake back up,
I thought she was gonna be like
and it's
dead.
like, oh, what's gonna be
Yeah.
happening here?
Yeah.
And then the monster
Mhm.
reveal.
The best that was, and I'm piggybacking off you a little bit. It was great. When she's like real sick, the young girl, and she calls the guy, and she's like, "There's no more like recharge."
Right.
She's like, "What do I do?" And he's like, "Well, she has to recharge. You have to go
Yeah.
back into her body." And the fear in her head, because she knew how long she was
Yeah.
out of that body, she didn't think she'd ever have to go back into that body.
Right.
And then she went back in. Like, what was the point of that back room? Just to, like, shield her away? Like, why not just?
I
lock
guess
her
if
in
she
your bedroom?
had like guests over, she could just hide away. But then she wouldn't be able to come back out because it's a different person. So I don't know. Privacy for some degree.
I guess just somewhere to store the.
Oh,
body,
the other- yeah.
body.
Yeah.
Why
That
is
makes
there?
sense.
She came out of nowhere with just
she
deconstructing
know how
that
to-
room. Like
How does she
I know.
know how to
She's
do
like
all that
knocking on the
carpenter work?
wall. She's like, "This is where I'm gonna hit."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
she built it like alone by herself. Like it was done by a crew.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It seemed pretty fast. that
Yeah,
she
she's
did
in the
it.
wrong
Yeah.
profession.
It is. A
I
movie.
know.
Right? She should be in like the safe room profession.
It is a movie. I gotta extend the time.
Yeah.
No, closed everything.
No, that the whole movie was very unserious.
Oh yeah, it's like absolutely
Yeah.
just way out there.
Left field.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a lot of weird shots, like focusing on the female body. I didn't
Yeah.
expect that much.
Yeah, a lot of naked.
I was like, all right, there's a lot of this.
And
Well-
the chicken wing.
Yeah.
Chicken wing.
Yeah.
I don't know. What the?
Yeah, out of the belly button. Or like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh, yeah.
that was fun.
like a dream. I think that was.
So yeah, so Sue's physically was like younger and better,
Mhm.
like and stronger than her older self.
Mhm.
So, but then her mind, I think, was deteriorating every time because she kept
Maybe, yeah.
hallucinating.
Her older
This is
self
true.
had an eating disorder.
But then, yeah, and then Elizabeth was more like physical. She kept
Mhm.
physically transforming. So
Right.
I think it was like two different like horrors for each of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're both living their, separate like horror lives. She's getting old. She's slowly deteriorating. They're both deteriorating. Yeah.
Right. I think it's
Or either
almost the
fall.
same though. Either one, the fear is always. I mean, with Sue, it's maybe I'm going to get fat. I'm going to
Mhm.
get old, and with Elizabeth, this I am fat
They're both
And-
the same person.
and just
That's
yeah,
what that
right?
guy kept reminding them.
It's-
They're like,
yeah.
you
it's
are
all
one.
tied to that same thing.
Right.
They might have seemed different, but they both feared the same thing.
Right.
But at that point, Elizabeth was physically deteriorating,
Right.
and then Sue was in fear of that happening,
Mhm.
and then hallucinating. Because I don't think that stuff actually happened. Because
No.
I was like, you were just on that guy. I was like, your body just
Right.
broke open. Like what?
Yeah. I
And
think
then
that was
it was a
just
dream. Like
yeah.
when they switched.
I-
So
I think an interesting takeaway from the whole. I'm kind of getting off top, but we're on the same topic.
Mhm.
It's the whole takeaway from that was interesting because it's like nothing bad would have happened if she wasn't greedy.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? She was greedy with her time.
respect
and
the rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she disrespected the rules. If she would have just followed the rules,
Mhm.
everything would have been fine.
Yeah.
They could have both lived the same,
Yeah.
the life that they wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what happens if 20 years go by and the younger one's no longer young? Did they subscribe to a substance?
That's what I. That's
what
what I
happens
thought
then?
was
I
they were going to go with that.
Does the younger one age?
That is
yeah,
true.
I would
Can they
assume.
age?
Right.
I-
I guess we didn't get that far.
Yeah.
I would assume that they age.
Maybe.
I
I
would
thought that's where it was
imagine
going.
if, based on the ending, I would say nothing good happens
no.
if the clone takes the substance, and I don't think it necessarily matters
Mhm.
if they do get old. I don't think they can get another clone.
Probably not.
I think
of
I think
themselves.
each substance is specific to that person because
Yeah.
she got in a car crash,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty sure the doctor took like
He said,
from
she's
her.
perfect.
Yeah, she's
Right.
perfect. I can't remember. Did he do one more thing with her? Like
He, like,
stick another
It
needle.
looked like he was
squeezed her
checking
back.
her
Yeah.
spine.
I guess for the spinal fluid, like if she has a good supply of whatever. It was
I mean, the
perfect
doctor would have
spine.
had whatever they took with her, and that's
Right.
what they used to create the substance. And they used that specifically,
Mhm.
maybe. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming each one is specific. So if they took the same thing to the clone, it would just create a clone of the self.
I love she
And
calls-
it would
she's-
kept going and going.
She's like, I'd like to place an order.
Yeah.
like it's a pizza place.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny.
It was weird. Like, I don't know, if I saw that advertisement for that, it just looked sketch.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't take that. Don't do
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah, don't.
Drugs are bad. It's a drug addiction movie. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Sue's addicted to that drug.
Speaking of which, I'm running out of time. I have to go get back in my real body.
I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
Running out of food. So yeah, I guess she just ordered a bunch of food, and that's how the older one stayed alive. Like, she didn't turn back, but she kept feeding them all the food, I guess. Because I was like, how do they stay alive? I guess whatever liquid food that is.
It looked like she was just collecting the packages every
Mhm.
week and just taking whether it's right. They had the bags. It's for the original, whatever the term was, and
Right.
for the clone, and they showed just dozens of empty bags labeled both,
Right.
just next to the old original body.
Mhm.
So she was just going as the younger self was just going every week to collect this drop.
Right.
I think, and just hooking up the next bag to the IV.
Right. And if you can explain it said you change every 7 days, no exceptions. Was that because of the consequences that are going to happen? Because they never forcefully changed. Like it was always she
Right,
held off on it.
I thought when they started, she's getting nosebleeds and
Mhm.
whatever, like where I guess maybe the clone could die if they don't switch back.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
But then she just
but I did
refueled
think,
with
yeah,
whatever
as soon
liquid.
as she took more, I was like, oh, it just works like that.
Right.
Because
it-
I thought naturally when they announced like, oh, you're doing great, you got the New Year's show.
Yeah.
I said, okay, well, so that's how it ends.
Right.
And obviously what must happen is it's on the wrong day.
Mhm.
That's Elizabeth's week and she can't
Yeah.
be there, and
Right.
so I was surprised when the clone started going beyond her share
Right.
before that.
Oh,
Yeah,
3 months.
maybe-
Just to like, oh, I'm on Kimmel, I gotta
Yeah.
I gotta,
'Cause-
I gotta be on the TV this week.
And it wasn't like they forced her to do the job. Like they were lenient, saying, "All right, you can have a week off." Like, why? Like, I don't know. It's the high of being.
That
I
might be
guess, the
one
perfect
little
being.
critical thing. I was like, maybe they should have started off a little bit slower, or
Yeah, maybe.
like slower with like her all of a sudden just taking more.
Right.
Like it was just pretty sudden.
like leading up to it.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, I do. For the most part, I appreciate the fact that the movie didn't try to explain more than it needed to.
Mhm.
With things like that, where it was unclear the scale of time
Right.
that was passing, but it doesn't really matter. Then there's things like the show that she's on and what the New Year's show is does not matter, and
Right.
doesn't really make.
Yeah.
I could not tell you what that show was. The New Year's
Even
show
about,
was about to
yeah.
be about. The exercise show was almost just funny to watch because it's clearly not about exercise.
Oh, yeah.
They're just shooting a porno.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Basically.
Like they're saying that they're working out, but it's just
Them
close-up
bouncing around
shots
and
of her
jumping.
ass, they're twerking.
Yeah.
It's very funny where
Mhm.
it's almost just that in itself is just a parody of like, oh, we have all these beauty standards,
Mhm.
and it's like, for what? For this crap that we're making?
Right.
It's like it doesn't mean anything anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, but it makes money,
Yeah.
and that's the sad part.
Money is the root of all evil.
It is. My favorite part was when they both became their own person. I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
What are they
that
gonna
was
do with
nice.
that? Like they were at the same time. Like
Right.
I was
there
like,
could have
whoa.
been a happy ending there, but no.
Yeah. No, they murdered.
But then she realized you were gonna turn me.
Yeah.
She did have a change of heart though,
This is
but
true.
it was too like they didn't
It was too late.
explain.
And like wouldn't have that much. There was like
I
less
was
than an ounce
surprised it
left in there.
didn't seem to kill her.
Yeah. I guess you need the whole thing. I guess. But yeah, I was like, how did that even happen? Like they're two separate entities.
It balanced out with whatever she gave
Right.
her.
Yeah, I guess with the last switching to the blood again,
Mhm.
maybe took enough away.
Because I thought they would have lived forever. But did she start to deteriorate because she killed the host? Like, is that why? Or was she going to deteriorate no matter what?
I think it's killing the host. I think it was the killing the host. It seemed because she needed the stuff from her
Right.
spine,
Right.
Yeah.
which was kind of. I mean, it's a whole interesting thing there as a metaphor of the younger Sue is almost the inner self of
Right.
Elizabeth. Like literally comes out from inside
Yeah.
her.
Right.
Is younger and better the way she kind of thinks of herself and wishes she was, and then the whole movie she's beating herself up because she's old and she's not as pretty, and then it
Yeah.
ends
Right.
literally pummeling the shit out of her
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
she is able to kill this extreme ugly
Mhm.
version of herself,
Right.
and then realize almost in the same moment like that was the real me, like
Right.
this is just all fake.
Mhm.
And
What did I do?
there's no way to go back, and she was
Yeah.
gonna die.
She starts pulling her teeth out.
And her ears like falling off.
Yeah.
Her nose.
Yep.
And that's where I thought it would end. I thought it
thought it
would
was gonna
end
end
with
there, too.
this slow falling apart, melting on
Mhm.
stage.
Dropping dead.
Yeah.
And so then going back to the apartment for
Mhm.
this final form
Yeah.
was just, I mean,
Crazy.
from that on, I was just smiling, laughing to
Yeah.
myself that final 15 minutes or whatever it was.
Mhm.
That was,
Smile more.
it was just completely absurd and it was so much fun.
And great effects too. I think
Yeah.
for the most part it was practical. You know, some CGI to touch it up, but I was like they did a good job creating that. with like Demi Moore's face like in her back. Like
Oh yeah, that was a
stretching out.
pretty disturbing image.
Yeah, she had like 3 eyes, her ears.
Elizabeth.
And she put the giant picture of her
The
face
face,
on.
the eyes.
I know.
What is
And
this?
everyone's
looks
sitting there like
amazing.
And nobody
smiling,
even
Yeah, they were like-
noticed. I'm like, all right, what's going on?
Yeah.
How is nobody noticing?
They were all focused on the audience. They weren't
Right.
actually looking at her,
Mhm.
which is like nobody even cares at that point, anyways.
Right.
But then she's a monster now,
and even
and then they look over and then they're like, oh shit.
yeah, but nobody's like freaking out. They're all
It's
like,
just completely unbelievable as
questioning
this
it.
whole
Well, that was-
form, dragging herself. She couldn't even get herself fully in the dress. Like
Uh-huh.
she still got this like growth
yeah.
breast hanging out,
Mhm.
a piece of paper taped on, and it's just like, all right, let's go. We
Yeah.
got the... Oh, you're finally back. It's time.
Yeah.
You're on.
Why not just
Like-
call in sick?
Yeah, like nobody notices. I was
Well,
like, how
it
does
was-
nobody? They're
It was
blinded.
funny when she's like, even when she revealed her face and it fell off,
Mhm.
they were still like silent and not like they were just like
They weren't
in
freaking
shock.
out. Yeah,
And then
like,
all of a sudden, one
I
guy
was-
goes, "Monster!" Like I was
Yeah.
like, that
The
was
one
such a
guy.
delayed reaction.
It really
Yeah.
was.
yeah, I was surprised. Like, they took a minute to like freak out.
They processed it. I was like, "Are you gonna react at this
Yeah.
point now?"
I was like, monster, like Frankenstein, like burn
It
the whole place
was.
down.
Yeah.
And then her face crawls into her star.
Yeah, that
and
was
then just melts away.
reminded me of the thing.
Yeah, a little bit. It's pretty poetic.
It was. That's how it started.
yeah.
And the spill of whatever that guy dropped of the soup in the beginning on her star kind of looked exactly like what they cleaned up.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even that beginning shot, I thought it was a little long of the star getting like old. It
Uh-huh.
kind of went on for a little bit, but it was literally the whole story of the movie.
Yeah,
Like-
and it's even one of those things where they show the passing of time and the
Mhm.
seasons, and even then, just looking at it, it's like it doesn't snow.
Right.
What's going on
Yeah.
here?
Yeah,
That's kind of the whole movie to me. Is just it just takes it to this extra fantasy
Right.
level that I really enjoyed.
yeah. No, it did a
think
good job with that.
I think the director is French.
Maybe.
She's a French woman, so maybe she just didn't know.
Her
That-
name is Madame
Maybe.
Boulet.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, she wrote it and directed it.
Yeah, maybe she just didn't
Mhm.
realize that it does not snow there.
Maybe.
She was like, "Oh shit."
That doesn't
Oh,
matter.
well.
It really has no effect on the story. It's
No.
it's the plot and the story that matters, which is the big impact. So, yeah, I thought it was good. Would I watch it again? Probably not. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's like a good for a one-time watch.
Yeah.
What would you rate it out of 10?
Should we count that from 3?
Well, we'll all do it.
Let's it'd be a monster. So
Yeah,
let me make sure. I
we'll all do it.
did I change my? No, it's still the same.
All right. 3, 2, 1, 8.
8.5.
Wow, 9.5. 8.5.
7.5.
7.5. All right. Wow. So 8, 8.5, 7.5,
8.5.
8.5, 9.5.
Yeah.
Damn, it's pretty good.
That's
It is a very good movie. Like the story behind it, like is fantastic. Like the whole themes and everything.
Yeah, I just for me really interesting kind of like sci-fi horror
Mhm.
concept that then didn't get too stuck in the mud with
Right.
like they have the rules,
Mhm.
but they didn't need to go into too much detail
Yeah.
and then just
Right.
fully fleshed it out
Mhm.
in terms of just exploring every question that you could really want to ask about, like, well, what happens if you go too far? What happens
Right.
if you do this?
Yeah, I don't think it was
It's all
needed.
answered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny just looking back because I wanted to look back because I did rate it on
Mhm.
a thing and I couldn't remember what it was. I gave it a 77 out of 100.
Oh,
So
thank
right
you.
in that
Yeah.
that C range. And you were true. You gave it a where is it? 91.
Yeah.
Now, how do you guys grade your movie ratings?
I have a forums app, so I have all different categories: acting, effects, camera work, storyline, music, pacing, value as if you paid full price to movies,
Mm.
the rewatch factor, the ending, and the overall. And then I
Mhm.
just add that up.
Average it up.
So
Yeah.
10 categories rated out of 10, you get a
Gotcha.
score out of 100.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I was a little skeptical of that method at first, but it's basically like asking 10 times to rate the movie.
Right.
And you usually get pretty close to how I feel about it.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I think the more categories you have, you can break it down more.
Yeah.
You know, be like, oh, the music was good, cinematography was good, and then it all just averages out.
My favorite category is the theater in which you've watched it in.
It has a
that
big
down
impact.
The bottom. I have that down the bottom. Like some of the theaters there, like Theater 13, the lights don't go out, or Theater. What was that one we were just in?
I couldn't. Tell
I
you.
don't know, but the lights don't go out, and I'm like, why are all these lights on?
Yeah, and if you have
Yeah.
babies crying, and
we just saw Last Breath, and the theater was just. It was a dark movie, and the theater looked like this in there.
What?
Yeah,
And I'm
They
like,
forgot
we
the
had
lights.
this big light right above us. Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
it's
what's
amazing.
happening?
When we went to go see the monkey,
We had like a 2-year-old in there.
yeah, when we
Really?
the movie
Yeah.
just started up,
Wow.
and then there was a baby crying behind us, and then the
Yeah.
mom they went down to like the lower seats because it wasn't
Yeah.
packed, but then the babies started crying
Crying
again.
more.
And
because
then
the
they
monkey's
walked out. I was like,
closer.
what did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, well, 2-year-old. Like,
And then
why?
there was like some teenage girls behind us,
They were
like
annoying.
they were a little annoying.
Yeah, that we started sitting in the front rows.
Yeah,
Because we were sitting in the back. Because I figured like that's decent seats, but that's where all the troublemakers.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, all the teenagers go.
Just talking and stuff. Remember that one movie? I don't know what that was.
That was
Oh,
Beetlejuice.
Oh my
Okay.
god, yeah. Those people were driving me nuts.
I know it's just.
They were worse for you because you were sitting next to them. I was sitting
Yeah.
on the other side of you, but
I would tell them to shut the fuck up.
oh, they would not stop talking.
I was like, can you like be quiet?
Like if it goes on long enough, like
I really wanna
like
do that.
they weren't the worst people I've
Right.
ever I've seen, but like if it got like really bad, like it was like shut up.
Yeah.
At that point,
Bad movie.
what are you even doing here?
Well,
Yeah, I think that.
All right, we'll see you guys.
That's the
all right.
substance.
We'll see you later.
that
That's how I just pushed.
So that's the substance.
is the substance.
Good movie.
We're all gonna take a
Great
swing.
Right.
Of the
We're all
substance.
gonna
We'll morph into Monstro.
all into one.
Yeah. We just become this giant mogulation.
Then we'll all try to run up the stairs all at once and see what happens.
Oh, God.
See if your dog barks.
But yeah,
Love us.
Yeah.
one of us. We are one. So this was the guest episode
The guest episode.
Yeah. with our guest, our good guests here.
Were they good?
Yeah, all right.
We're gonna rate your guest.
Yeah,
we have a
we'll
separate
rate
rating.
us.
Yeah.
We'll rate our guest. Not
Uh,
good.
We're like, yeah, we don't
Like a
want-
6.
Yeah.
11 out of 10.
We'll rate you
Oh,
after
that's
we
fine.
leave. Yeah, he's just
We want to be
saying-
able to collab.
He's
again.
just
Yeah.
saying that it's all right.
So we hope you enjoyed this episode. A little different, but it was fun. We get more opinions, more conversation. You know, we're bringing up the community.
Get in the conversation and
Yeah.
comment on the YouTube.
Comment below. Subscribe. Again.
I mean,
tell
you
them.
have to comment in
Yeah,
order to
comment
be
for the
eligible
giveaway.
for the
Yeah,
giveaway.
you have to. Your favorite horror movie.
You have to.
Even if you don't have a favorite, just name a movie.
If these fools comment and you guys don't, then they get the prize.
Yeah, they can win.
All right.
Don't let them
Yeah,
win.
don't let them
Oh,
win.
wait,
Yeah.
it's not up yet.
yeah, it's not a-
Yeah, it's not. You can't do it.
yeah.
Early.
Today is Sunday the 16th. That's when this is going up. So in 1 week. Make sure you comment. The giveaway will
confused
be
On Sunday.
a 2-week long. And then yeah.
Tomorrow you'll see. Well, no, wait.
No.
Not tomorrow.
No, I'm
Yeah.
getting ahead of
It's
myself.
Today, right
Yeah.
now.
This
Today, right now, it's Sunday.
So-
You're
It gets
seeing
confused.
it now.
So the
Yeah,
last
the 9.
episode before this would be the Battle Royale episode,
Part 1.
part
Yes.
1.
So yes.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So this is future us.
Yeah.
Apologizing for the audio
Oh yeah.
in that episode.
Yeah, the audio goes to shit. But it's fine. You can still hear us.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Sorry for those watching.
Make sure you're subscribed. Follow us on all our socials: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, Facebook. We're there.
Werewolves are
Daily-
real.
Werewolves are real. He's got a wild story.
Yeah.
We'll get into it at
Next
a different
time.
time.
We've been going for like 9 hours.
Yeah. We got daily trivia on Instagram. You know, if you get it wrong, you'll know. If you get it right, you'll know. It tells you he
Yeah.
messed up one of them.
I actually started doing that recently. I didn't know that was a thing.
He put the wrong answer as the right one.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, which one
I
was
did not.
Which one was that?
Which one
Was
was
it
that?
the high school? Because I thought I got that one right.
Which one was it? I forgot what it was.
There was one about a high school. Now I can't even remember it.
Oh, that was for when in the Scream one.
Cream.
Scream.
Yeah,
Um,
it would start with an M.
I know there was
if I
one
see the
where it
names,
was
I
the
can-
wrong
I
answer.
can-
I even posted on it.
well, no, I go back and
Yeah.
forth when I'm doing it. From like screen to screen, looking at like whatever trivia I can do,
Mhm.
and it's so glitchy because sometimes
Oh,
when
it
I
is, yeah.
start up the trivia and I exit out and go back, the pop up is still there, and then I go to edit it. If I had A, B, C, and D, then it randomly changes to just A, B,
It's
and then I
weird, man.
can't
That's
change.
annoying.
It won't let me actually change the answer. It only recognizes that I can select 2,
Right.
and it messes itself up sometimes if I go back and forth and I don't check it.
Yeah, it's a bit glitchy. But we try our best. And the answers will be there mostly. So we hope you enjoyed. Or you have a lasting thing to say?
What is the name of the high school in Scream,
Yeah, that's it.
1996?
I thought it was this one, Woodsboro.
It is.
Hit it. It
That-
says it's wrong.
One of I forgot if it was that one or not. There was one that was
The
wrong.
Predator one.
Oh, it was the Predator one. That's the one that was
I think that one says it's wrong too, but I can't remember.
wrong. I don't know.
It won't let me go into it.
Sometimes you can't even play it. It's weird. Trivia is weird. We
Yeah.
tried.
Yeah,
If it doesn't work, put your answer in the comment.
Yes.
Put your answers in the comments.
we can
Woodsboro.
start putting them in the descriptions.
So that'll be it. We'll conclude on that statement.
Yeah.
We'll see you next
Yeah.
time for some
Who are
more
you?
fun.
Who are you?
Yeah, thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, I'm Tim. That's Nick. That's Luke. That's Frank.
Whoa! Look at that. That was fast.
Woohoo!
That was so fast.
I know,
Didn't even hear the names, it was so fast.
right? I'll do it again. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Later.